Ms. Steele.
Thank you, Commissioner, for being here, and I really appreciate it that you've been here answering all these questions. The United States tax system, IRS, and I know California because I came from California Tax Agency and plus all other states. I know their systems are really different than Justice Department because when taxpayers, as soon as audit starts, taxpayers are guilty and they have to prove that they are not guilty. But the report from 2023 found that no change audits were 13% of audits for those making between $100,000 to $200,000. 25% of those making between $1 million to $5 million resulted no changes. And then 50% of audits making over $10 million result no change. And then you just mentioned one of the question that one of your first priority is like you're going after millions and billions, making wealthy individuals, and your specific mention that about 1,600 people. I just want to know that you are targeting those people, or they've been assessed but they are not paying taxes?
They are have been assessed a balance due that is now delinquent.
So those are
millionaires and billionaires that have a delinquent tax debt. Yeah.
So those are not including those no result. No changes. When after they did the audit, but these.
No, these are individuals that do have a balance due. It might not have been after an audit, but there's a balance due that's now late, and they're not paying unless we go and enforce that they must pay.
I'm glad that you're not targeting certain people out there, so thank you.
Yeah.
And we've spoken extensively about your drive to increase the number of audits searching for evasion.
Yes.
And that's good. People have to pay taxes if they owe. But what steps are you taking to reduce these fishing expedition, no change audits that burden taxpayers and cost the IRS time and money for no result?
Yeah, that's a concern. We don't want to have a situation in which we are selecting cases for audits where we should not have, because we want to leave those taxpayers alone. They should continue to do what they're doing, which is filing complete and accurate taxes. This is about making investments in subject matter expertise and analytics to make sure that we're selecting the right cases, and then when we select them, when we have the return in front of us, that we can identify where there might be pockets or systemic evasion. And we have to get better at it. We have to become more precise. And to do that, it's about investing, as I said, in subject matter expertise, technology, analytics, some AI solutions we've already put in place.
So then let's go back this. The IRS must safeguard taxpayer information. A recent letter you sent Chairman Smith notes that IRS conducts background checks on employees and contractors.
Correct.
But the February 2024 Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration report notes that the IRS did not always remove contractors' access to sensitive systems when background investigations were not favorable. Especially 19 contractors' most recent background investigations were not favorable as of July 13th, 2023, yet they still retained their access to one or more sensitive systems because of the IRS did not take an action to suspend or disable the contractors from the IRS systems as required. So why should the fact that IRS conduct background checks on employees and contractors serve as comfort if IRS does not take necessary actions to limit the access of those who failed background checks?
Yeah, I really appreciate the question, and it's absolutely critical that only those employees or contractors who require or are eligible for access have access. And we are, first of all, with respect to those 19 contractors, we have resolved the issues with those 19 contractors. Issues came up during their routine background investigations. I can state unequivocally that there's no evidence that that those 19 contractors comprise sensitive information of any kind. The other key point is that when we eliminate network access, there is no more access to sensitive data. And systemically, we have been able to eliminate network access. The issue is sometimes these employees still appear on a registry, like for timekeeping. And so it gets confusing. That individual can access sensitive data, but they're on some type of list somewhere. And when TIGTA saw that, they rightfully called us out. These people shouldn't be on this list, but they don't have network access. That doesn't mean I'm resting on any of this. We have to be as diligent as possible to make sure that only employees with applicable and timely access can have that access, and we're working that issue right now.
Mr. Chairman, I have one more question on IT modernization following up that question, but you know what, my time is up, so I'm going to submit in writing. Thank you.
Thank you.